Super quick. I hope this can see me. Now, don't have the camera between the light and me. Not that I care about being seen. Right, what do I care about? Oh, that's not a good way to start. Anyway, so many of my generation, the last 30 years, have just one way or another kind of bought in. Bought in is the wrong word. They've been brainwashed. There's a balance between nihilism, pure selfish meism, and how does one, I don't want to use the word, but spiritually relate to the rest of reality. Now, I believe there is something else other than this materialist scientific blah 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 atomized Buddha. But anyway, let me probably makes me look awful. Okay, all I actually care about is, if I sit like this, maybe I'll look a little bit handsomer, like Alan Watts. No, I certainly don't want to be I shouldn't have even used that name. Right, to the point. I believe there may be something other that is not an, to quote the awful man, is not an interventionist anything. And all I care about is if one has something that perhaps works within ourselves, which is coming up with some interesting, thoughtful words, trying to keep hold of them. Now, I said to somebody, very importantly, now I was going to start this off by, I live on £100 a week. I mean, that sounds like a lot, but you actually, that's keeping a vehicle legal, which costs, just the insurance and tax is £70 a month, £80 a month. Right, never mind fuel and maintenance. Right, for 5 years, this is it. This is totally it. I have nothing, there is nothing else. Now, I'm putting these there to warm them up. I've got to run the engine to reposition in half an hour. Right, this is going to sound like total gobbledygook, but this is the whole damn thing. And there's nothing you can say about this other than just merely report how the mind can work. Who knows why it works, but how the mind can work. So I try and give myself time. It always works best first thing in the morning in quiet places. Now, this is a fantastic stopping place, a temporary stopping place, where you know that there is no question of anybody knowing you're here, whatever. You just don't exist. Total relaxation. There's a few places around this weird little town. I much prefer to be in the countryside, and I'm in the countryside most of the time. But here's the point. So I want to try and get some things down. But as I have to do the odd bit of chores. Go to the supermarket, there's a free food place here where they have food waste food. If I come in on Mondays, then that's the best day to go to the food waste food and get some bananas. Right, anyway, to the point. Let's try and keep to the point. So I was yesterday afternoon having gone to charge and trying saved. Oh, shit. That's the point. It's going to run out. Okay, trying to double back up some material. This is actually going to run out. I'd forgotten. I had some thoughts in my head in the afternoon. Some good fun, like kind of poetical ways, things that I wanted to riff upon. And then an hour or two later, they're gone. Now, I started to say to myself, 10 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago for certain, but the goddesses know that I had those thoughts. That's all that really matters. Now, if I use the word goddesses, I don't really mean goddesses. I don't know what one can say. I don't know what the schema is, as I tried to explain to a Christian yesterday afternoon. Okay? Anyway, there we go. I get up in the morning and here just dealing with some stuff that is gone intermittent. That's very important to me. Sorting out this, that and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then those thoughts just came back. It's like they bubbled back. And I thought I'd lost them. And one of them, I shall jot one of them down. But you have to look into a page that will accompany this. That's not a proper page. I don't have time to do anything properly. That, though, is what letting go is really about. Just doing what you can. Not pretty, but doing what you can. But yes, it's those thoughts that I had. One of them is actually quite important if I want to... See, I'm not a cynic. I believe that useful things that people wrote in the past, and sometimes the very distant past, do help us, do guide us, do give us clues into how to live, how to exist, how to persist the bullshit. Where even Bob Dylan is a nihilist and is just so confused and weird. There are no gods, there are no heroes. All we can do is look for little bits of useful, little snippets from the odd sage who's persisted. I'd rather it were female, actually. Little snippets, how to keep our mojo up. And it's not a case of it being hard. It's never. I've yet to find anybody who's a good guide. I mean, talking about 40 years. And my, I had a bit of a problematical mojo in my 20s, even my 30s. And I just want to lay down my actual, to use the horrible phrase, lived experience. Because there is a formula that I know that kind of works. I was definitely the most, not selfish entirely, but I was the most self-contained. I thought I had the best conceivable version of myself in my 20s. And then I discovered I was completely wrong. But I know I was completely and utterly unhappy. More than unhappy. Mind, bodily, it didn't work. But you don't know how to put yourself somewhere where something may work better for you. And bizarrely, this works much better than anything else ever. Being forced to stop. I wake up very early in the morning, but in the winter, I wake up earlier in the winter because it's much easier to have a nap mid-afternoon, or about 2 o'clock is my perfect nap time, and that then keeps one going through the day. Right, that's waffle, but it's that thing of the thought just came. The thoughts, there were two of them. They came back in the morning, but you have to be in such a way that you're not too worried about anything. Yes, you see, that's the point. That is, I don't use the words faith and belief. But if you do believe, that's the point. You see, I stopped fretting that I'd lost those thoughts. That's the whole point. So I know that I actually believe, in quotation marks, more than anybody else that I meet. I meet so many people. It's getting worse and worse. Who just, I believe in this. I believe in that schema. I believe in exactly the words in the Bible. I believe in this shamaniac nonsense. I believe in this. I believe in that. But they don't. If you really believe, that's a definition, really, of what really believing is. And I think it's the only definition there can be. Right, is this still working? Miraculous. Maybe the fucking angels are in my phone, because I thought it only had 3 gigabytes left. Right, there we go. And now everything has to be warmed up, because literally to keep my phone, which has got the modem in, to keep the laptop, which I don't start